We must take the time to observe and not just fall into relationships, whether they're platonic or love, just because. Oh, I like you, girl. How you doing? Let's hook up. Let's be friends. And then you find out 6 months later, just like you do with a significant other, that you're not compatible. You know, I was telling somebody yesterday and having a conversation. I said, you know, with the statement that they made, I said, you know, that reminds me of when we were kids. We would say, don't play with her no more. I don't like her. Don't play with her anymore. It's the same concept that we grown people walking around doing the same things, haven't learned a thing. And the reason so many people are suffering is because they're not coming to God. They're going to social media, they go to their friends, they go to everybody but the one that created them, who knows them better than they know themselves. We don't even spend time to really get to know who we are. Because people are still walking around this planet talking about who am I? And they're 50, 60, and 70 years old. The younger people, that's different because they have to go into the pathway of discovery. But when you get into my generation and you still talk about who am I, that's the problem. That tells me you have not been spending time developing your life and building a solid relationship and foundation with the source, he who sent thee. You're everywhere else but where you were created to be.
Yeah.
We have to stop playing the blame game, and we got to get serious about this thing because, you know, one or two things are going to happen. Your awakening is going to bring sickness or disease or death, and we'll have to repeat the lesson again if we don't pay attention.
Yeah. In the Bible, they describe God using the male pronoun he, but actually God, it's male, female energy, right? It's both.
The reason it was not mentioned is because during those times of biblical scripture, when it was being written, women were considered as cattle. And throughout the Bible, you have some very powerful women that have done some very powerful things to change the course of this world, while the man had to sit back and let her lead. Only a few, but God put those women there to do those jobs. Only the Catholic Church recognizes Mary, the mother, quote unquote, of Jesus. But she is known as our Shekinah or Mother Earth. She has a place in our lives. She represents love, and many of us discard her. She is joy. She's love. She's also a protector of our hearts. But traditional Christianity kind of discarded her. Okay, but she had a role. She just wasn't the mother of Jesus. Everything has a purpose in life. When the scripture was canonized, a lot of things got left out of the Bible on purpose. Either it wasn't evidence-based or they didn't want people to know. And that is why we sit where we are today. And then we also have when the Bible was because of languages, the Bible had to be translated and transliterated and, you know, all of these different transitions that it went through to help everyone read it and understand it, but didn't know how to decode it. So Mary got dropped out of the storyline after the birth, and we heard nothing else from her. But we see her, we feel her, because her presence is about love. Her presence is about embracement. And we see that through our Latino culture and community because they definitely embrace Mary. So going back into the side of nature, which is nurture, because Mary is a mother. She's a nurturer. And she's there to protect like a mother. But when we disrespect our mother, what is she going to do? She's going to raise hell, right? So that's why we need to reconnect with her, reconnect through grounding ourselves, which they call earthing, and When I go to the lake, my lake days are Saturday mornings, Sunday mornings, and Monday mornings. Those are my 3 days. And normally when I go to the lake, I'm sitting out there a minimum of 3 hours. I'm not going for 15 minutes. There's nothing I can get done in 15 minutes. There's nothing I can get done in an hour. I'm just getting comfortable at an hour. But it also tells you when you are able to sit that long that you have patience, that you are grounded. You're not in a hurry, in a rush. Got to hurry and get back to do what? What's higher and greater and more important than God? So I have my 3 hours, sometimes 4 hours, especially on Sundays. And then, so that's my time where I walk through the grass, I do my stretching, I lay down on the rocks, I go to sleep for an hour and nobody bothers me. I remember one time I was asleep, I was out on the lake, I was asleep. Let me show you how strong you can build your insight when you're connecting with nature. And I was asleep, and my insight showed me harm. It showed me a dog. And I raised up off the rock like a mummy, so to speak. You know, I just raised up from the dead. And I looked ahead and I saw a man walking with 2 dogs, huge dogs. I don't know what kind they were, but they were big. That was my spirit letting me know, come back into consciousness, come back and be aware of your surrounding. So when we connect ourselves, we're grounded, we're connected, we're protected, we are shown things are revealed to us. The greatest gift you have is that third eye and that crown chakra, because it is not going to let you miss a thing. You're going to be so on point. Your intuitive side is going to be so strong. So yes, walking in the grass, and I'm hugging a tree, and I'm hugging in my jaws all, and I'm just hugging the tree. And sometimes I'll sit down at the base of the tree, I'll lay down in the tree, whatever. But I'm collecting energy from the earth. And energy also comes in through our feet. So walking barefooted. Now, one of the things that has really disconnected this world from the energy of the earth are gym shoes. Rubber in between our feet and the earth. You cannot gain energy when you're wearing gym shoes. Take the shoes off. Walk on the sidewalk. Get that energy. Feel that energy. You know, I mean, there's so many different things. Taking a bath. People don't take baths anymore. Everything is about a shower. Why? Because it's in a rush. It's in a hurry. I remember when I was working for the city of Chicago, and I would come home, and Friday was my bath time. Friday evening with a glass of wine, my Epsom salt, my candles, my bubbles, no telephone, and I would put a sign on my bathroom door for my son that said, "Mommy is under reconstruction. Do not disturb." And so if anybody called the house and he answered the phone, he would say, "Mommy is under reconstruction. I cannot disturb her." Seriously, I'm serious. Okay. He knew this was my time. So when I came out, because I was tired from working, I had a very, demanding long hours and all kind of stuff going on. So I was in urban planning. So then when I needed that space, then when I came out that bathroom, I was ready to approach my son in love. He could ask me anything. He could jump off the ceiling. I would not even care because I was in a space of a loving space. I had gotten all my stress of the week off. I'm not saying I was abusive or anything like that to him. No, don't misunderstand
Yeah,
me.
right.
Saying that, when we are able to take time for ourselves and to relax and do things for ourselves, we have to peel the layers of the world off of us to return back to that solace place. So that's what I did.